Hi everyone, it's Rivka, and today we're doing the August 2018 monthly plan with me in my regular sized Happy Planner. And yes, I know it's late, but I figured better late than never. I'm catching up on my planning for the past little bit. In my planner, I mentioned this in the last video I posted. I will be obviously posting these very late, but you can still get some ideas and maybe get ideas for next year, who knows, but I always like watching these videos anyway, so I figured I would post them in hopes that somebody likes watching mine. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just covering up all of those, the different colored dots at the top of the monthly page, and to do this I am using a Jot whiteout pen. And these work really well. So far I haven't had too many issues. Occasionally, like when you're using it a lot like I do with these dots, sometimes too much comes out. But I have learned some tricks to kind of spread it out so that too much doesn't come out and clog it or make too much of a mess on my page or anywhere else. So that's why you'll see I kind of dot it on and then sometimes spread it out like I did with those two bigger circles. So yeah, I am going to keep doing that. And I do want to mention again, I know these are all going to be very late, but I already filmed all of my August weekly plan with me's, and because I was able to catch up on those, and then I'm going to catch up on the September ones, and I'm going to be posting them as I get them done because, well, you guys should see them and they're late anyway, so I might as well get them up. I'm probably going to do like 3 a week until I'm all caught up, and then after that I do plan on doing more videos than I used to. Before it was like 1 a week. I'm going to try to get it to 2, and then I'm going to try to get it to 3 for like the regular steady paces. So the theme for this August monthly spread, I did pick like school because it is the month that my son goes back to school, and this washi tape I got from the Target Dollar Spot a couple years back now, so I don't think they even brought them back necessarily for this year. I didn't see them in any hauls or anything like that, and I didn't get to the Target Dollar Spot this year, so I didn't actually get to see what they had. But anywho, I am doing that, and I'm just going straight over the letters because I knew that I was going to be covering up the letters with stickers in like towards the end, so it didn't really matter because those stickers would cover up just that portion. So I'm going to be putting those down with the letter ones, and then I'm going to be putting down the number ones, and then rulers, because I just thought that that was very school oriented, and I did pick the yellow, and then I also picked blue. And the blue one is probably I think the only washi that didn't come from the Target Dollar Spot, and that one came from like a King Dollar or something in a 3-pack. It was like the pink, blue, and white that you'll see on the mason jar. And these mason jars are just I stamped them and die cut them and then laminated them and then fussy cut them, you know, all those lovely steps to get this very cool piece. And then I'm able to wrap my washi around it, and I have like a whole collection of these mason jars with different washi wrapped around. And I just did that for a lot of the washi that was either there was very little left on the roll, or the rolls were too big. Like, I don't know if you guys know some of the cardboard inside of like the washi tape from Target Dollar Spot. Again, I don't know if it's the same way now or if they've changed it yet, but it was like a really wide inside, so even though it was like one roll and it had the same amount as some of my smaller sized washi rolls, had the same amount of tape, but it took up more space. So I switched it out to these because I don't have very much craft space, and so I was trying to downsize how much space it took. So instead of 3 rolls, I have just this one mason jar, and I've done that with several washi. So far I haven't had any problems with the washi being on there instead of the rolls, so all is good. And here is the washi that I was telling you about. Those 3 came from King Dollar in a pack. And these ones aren't the greatest washi. I don't know if it's because of the heat of, I think it was last year, the heat kind of ruined some of my washi, and I don't know if this washi was ruined by that or if it just wasn't the greatest quality to begin with. But in any case, it's good enough that it still works. It's just occasionally rips when you're not wanting it to rip, and occasionally it's a little hard to work with. But for the most part, it works, and it's cute, and I like using it. So that's what counts. So I'm going to be putting these down, and then the yellow ruler up the side, and then I'm also going to be putting, what's it called? It's going to look like graph paper on, you know, the grid on the other side. And I just thought that it incorporated a lot of different elements of the school, and it was kind of the brighter colors that, I'll say, were very school oriented to me. I don't know. That's what I see school when I see this whole spread. So yeah, so I did want it to be school oriented because he starts towards the end of this, or he started towards the end of August, and so I decided to leave it in August even though most of the month was still summer vacation. So it's when it started, so that's when it got that design theme. Anyway, so yeah, I did also do the September monthly. That one will be coming up shortly, and then hopefully I will actually get to the more current ones. I am doing the catch-up because I am going in order. It drives better in my head if I do it that way, and just works better. So I am going to do that, and I am working off of, I'm not working off my memory, I'm working off of my mini planner that I do keep notes in and use on a daily basis. This Happy Planner is more for, what's it called, like memory, not memory keeping, but like remembering what we've done on each day, because a lot of times the pages in my mini, they're kind of like scribbled on, or just they kind of got messy, or they had too much on it to really be able to read everything when you're just trying to quick glance and flip back and see when things happened. So the mini is something I decorate so that it's fun to use throughout, but I know that it's not something I'm going to be keeping most of the pages from, especially my dailies where I take the notes, because it's just like, it's a to-do list, and I write down notes of what everybody's been doing and what we need and all of that little stuff. And if I have a phone call, occasionally I'll end up taking notes on that page or whatever, because that's what's right there. I do leave it pretty much open on my desk. So yeah, so back to this planner. This one is the one where I then make it neat and referenceable, if that makes any sense. So yeah, the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm putting on the August stickers, and I have these stickers. They looked like chalkboard stickers, kind of, and they also came from the Target Dollar Spot that same year that I got the washi tape. And each sticker is that size rectangle with the uppercase and the lowercase. And it was very school oriented, clearly, so I decided to use it. But when I put them like next to each other, they were going to take way too much space, and it didn't look like a word. So I pulled them off, as you can see, and I'm kind of overlapping them a little bit, just like that chalkboard part I'm overlapping. And it does bring them a little bit closer together, and it doesn't take up way too much space, but you can see even with that, it took up most of the page, which is cool. It looks good, and that's, you know, that's how I did it. Alright, my brain's not totally on today. It's probably not the best day to do a voiceover, but hey, I had some time, the house is quiet, so I figured I would go ahead and record at least one. I do have to work around, like, when my son's here and my fiance, because the walls are very thin, so you hear everything, you know, so I try to record when they're not home, just to be gonna say considerate of everybody else. They don't need to hear me. I don't need to ask them to be quiet for the filming or anything like that. So it just works this way. And, you know, I work from home and they either go to school or they go to work. So I do have some time during the day that there isn't people here, and that's when I do it. I also try to make sure that, like, it's when the neighbors aren't being noisy or the gardeners are here or anything like that. So, like, Tuesdays, I cannot do a voiceover at all because the gardeners from the apartment building are here all day and they are very noisy, which is really weird because they don't actually get anything really clean or done. So, I don't know why they're here that, that long or that noisy, but it is what it is, right? I guess if they stopped showing up, maybe I would realize why they were here in the first place. So I am just marking down a few days. I'm marking down flag days. I think I've mentioned this before. There are only certain days you're supposed to fly the flag. So I mark those down to help remind my fiance, who likes to fly the flag on those days, to put it out. And I also marked back to school. And it was just a couple things. We didn't have very much going on, just the end of his summer break and then getting him ready for school. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll stay tuned for more, both the catch-ups as well as the ones when I get actually back on track. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.